Hello everyone, welcome to Manga Boys Man Manga Unboxing. My manga reading log. So that's what I read, okay? You can see some fine keepers here, and I finished Pandora Hearts. Like usual, I don't want to go too much into the ending other than telling you guys if I liked it or not. I actually really liked it. The author was not afraid to keep people dead, which I was really shocked about. I thought for sure, there's a little bit of a fake out. I thought for sure everyone was going to come back to life. Happy ending, kind of like other series have done in the past. So that's really cool. That does not happen. No fake out, thank God. Also, I actually really enjoyed kind of the way that the ending was. I want to say without spoiling it, it's like not a happy ending per se, but it's not a disappointing ending either. Like Ikigami was an unhappy ending, which is, in my opinion, unhappy endings are good because they're kind of like a twist. You expect, and they lived happily ever after and nobody was hurt. Bye. No, that doesn't happen here. Okay, Ikigami, that doesn't happen either. But Ikigami had a disappointing ending. Pandora Hearts has, in my opinion, a good ending. I was thinking it was going to be disappointing because there's a little bit of a chapter where they lead you to think that. There's revelations in here which are really cool. There's a lot of different loyalty being shown here, which is really cool. Do I think that you guys should sit through the first half of Pandora Hearts to get up to this ending, which I thought was pretty good, actually? It's like a tale as old as time. Do I want to read a manga that's no good for the ending? Or do I want to read a manga that has a good ending, but, the rest of it's not that great? It's like, everyone's kind of different there. Personally, I'd rather read a really good story with a pretty bad ending. But that's just me. And, I'm not... Okay, sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Should you read this? I would say, yes, I would read it. See if it's your kind of thing. If you're nostalgic for it, check it out. For sure. Because I think if you liked it before, you'd really like it now. I don't think that the anime got very far. I was talking to somebody online and they said that it only got up to the part where, like, right before the Headhunter arc started. So that's like right when it starts getting good. But yeah, like half the series is good, the other half is kind of boring. It starts off kind of exciting, like what's going to happen, and then it doesn't go anywhere, and then all of a sudden it says everything you know is not true. And that kind of a twist is neat, but I don't know that it would justify reading through 24 volumes. But that was I'm calling this a 3-in-1. It's technically 2. Under Ninja by the same creator of I Am a Hero. This series is really good, actually, so far. So there are ninjas in Japan. They are real. They are true. They are trained people who, do assassination attempts for the government under, these pretenses that they don't work for the government, but they do. And this character that we follow is one of them. He's part of the lower ranked ninja, so he does these tasks that are beneath other ninja, and he doesn't really have too much of a say in accepting them or not. This guy, he was a ninja as well, but then he got demoted. This guy's been like the one who delivers the missions for the ninjas, and you can see that it is actually pretty funny. So the main character is like 19 or 18, high school dropout. He lives in this crummy apartment with a landlord. The landlord is a huge pervert, and he steals another person's underwear. This guy is a foreigner who wants to become a ninja. He walks around with an umbrella. The guy told him, just this random guy right here, told him that he has to cut off like 3 people's dicks who pee on the fence, and if he does that, then he can become a ninja. So ninjas are trying to stop him because he's giving them a bad name. And then now this guy is lives nearby the apartment complex, and he's trying to spy on the woman who lives there with a drone, which is pretty funny. The landlord thinks he's a ghost child. I'm loving it. This has been a pretty funny series of events. It's also pretty gory too. If you're a fan of series like Gantz, I would definitely say check this out. This is right up your alley in terms of the comedy portion of it. The what's it called? The action and violence is kind of the same way as well, which is great. Solo Leveling 4 and 5. Solo Leveling is finally getting to parts that are good. I do feel like, I don't know, the chapter's a little weird in numbering wise, but whatever. Anyways, we get to the Ice Elves. Our main character here, Jinwoo, I can't remember. Korean names I'm really bad with. Has the ability to summon his shadow minions finally, which is like the main thing is that he gets a shadow army. And he's able to take over the bear. He's able to take over another person who dies. This S-rank character shows up and is trying to kill him because he killed his brother in an earlier volume. That's sick. This girl's onto him, and he can't really hide being an S-rank anymore. We get some really bloody, gruesome fights with these high orcs or blood orcs, whatever they're called. He just destroys them, and the whole world understands who he is now. They also have these ants that are showing up. They're pretty much chimera ants from Hunter x Hunter. And what they're going to do is they're from a gate, and they leaked out of the gate, and now they're evolving and traveling through across the world. Originally, they tried to take them out, and they were unable to, and the whole party got wiped, but they said, forget it, they're isolated, nobody gives a shit, they can't get to us anyways, so let's leave them. Now, they have learned how to swim and fly, and they are coming, so they need to think of something quick. We also have Fist of the North Star. I have really liked this series quite a lot. From Volume 5, we continue on with an actual story. I feel like Volume 4 kind of started it. We have the Fist of the South Star. Main character here, Rao shows up. Kenshiro's brother shows up. What's his name? Toko? I think it's Toko. I always get it confused with Toki from an Alacalypse. And we take out a few people who work for Rao, but Rao shows up on his 30 feet tall horse, which is insane. And just completely decimates Ray. And he says in 3 days you're gonna die. The reason why I let you live 3 days is because then it puts fear into other people to not challenge me. So Rao is a beast. I loved it. And also we find out that Ray, the girl he has a crush on, is going to die. It's Mamiya. So then they're gonna go try to find a cure for her. But Ray is trying to find a cure for Mamiya. Mamiya is trying to find a cure for Ray. And Kenshiro is just trying to figure out how he can get strong enough to actually stand a chance against Rao, because he could hardly do anything. Eventually he was able to scratch Rao, but really, even though he got stronger during the fight with Rao, it wasn't enough, and he needs to become stronger. And so that is really gripping my attention. I'm excited for more Fist of the North Star. I can see how it got popular. At the beginning, I was just like, we have these kind of serialized just events where Kenshiro just walks around a wasteland killing people until he stumbles upon people that he's interested in. Now he's traveling with a group of people that makes it far more enjoyable. Twin Spica 789. I'm going to finish it up next week. But Twin Spica, we have some talk about clones. We have to escape this thing. What else goes on? We have a few flashbacks. We have this one kid who's from another school who takes her keychain, and then they end up being around him when they're older now, or in their current age, which is interesting, I suppose. And I think Fukuru, or whatever his name is, Fuki, should get the main character, and they should date each other, but I don't think it's going to happen. The blonde-haired guy, or white-haired guy, ends up going to a space program. That was really neat. But I don't really care about the story details. And honestly, if you're reading this, you probably don't care so much about what's happening with the characters, but more so the interactions with the characters and these kind of little mysteries that are occurring. What is the dad's true relationship to this guy who is that white-haired or light-haired girl right here? What is their relationship? What is her relationship to Sumi? What is really going on here? Did the line really know her mom? Is she her mom? Now there's clones involved. It's kind of wild. I didn't expect this to turn into a clone manga. Let me tell you that. I didn't know that this was Star Wars: The Clone Wars over here. Now, I didn't expect no Count Dooku Palpatine showing up, but here we are dealing with it. This Lion guy playing the harmonica. Lion has really not had a huge impact on the story in a while. He kind of hints at mistakes he made in the past potentially and relationships he's had in the past, but he really isn't doing much. I thought he was going to be a much more prominent character than he has been, but for whatever reason, they decided to not go that road. I don't think it was a bad choice. I don't think it was the wrong choice, but it is an interesting choice because I definitely would have thought that he would have been more important. Space doesn't really seem that exciting to me of a destination. I know it's her dream, and so I'm kind of excited for her to get there for her dream, but I'm more intrigued in all these other mysteries that are occurring. And I feel like that's what really the draw is to this series, is not really the main character getting to her destination. It's like with Naruto, it's like, yes, we wanted Naruto to become the Hokage because that was his dream. But reality, we were more intrigued in the journey. In this series, it's like, I'm not even intrigued in the journey. I'm intrigued in this character's relationships to these other characters. Yes, I want to get her into space, but if she gets into space and it's one page and she's like, I'm in space, the end, then I'd be like, okay, cool. As long as they tell me what's going on with all these other mysteries and these character relations, because that's all I care about for this series right now. You know, Naruto is a lot kind of different. I don't really know why I said it that way, but, you know, I guess the main sense that, like, yes, we want Naruto to become the Hokage when we were reading Naruto, but it's like, at the end of the day, we didn't care if Naruto became the Hokage for one panel, like it was just the last page of the volume or the series, or if Naruto was the Hokage and then there was more stories. You know, what we wanted to happen was we wanted to see Naruto's journey to become Hokage. The goal was, yeah, we know he's going to become the Hokage. I mean, that he says it in the first thing. Just like Asta says he's going to become the Wizard King. It's not over yet, but he's probably going to become the Wizard King, at least to some degree. And nobody really cares that that's how it ends. We care about how it ends and the journey getting to that point. You know, so that's kind of what I mean. It's like, yes, I'm assuming he's going to go to space. I don't care. Fine. That's her dream. Tell me how she gets there and how her friends, what they're up to, because that's what I'm more involved in. Asumi herself, I don't know. She's not as interesting as the other characters, but because she's not as interesting, it's like a subversion to me where I'm just like thinking maybe something else is going on with her. But, you know, I think I'm just reading too deep into these things. But yes, that is what I read this week. You know, what did you guys read this week? Was it better than this? Yeah, right. I doubt it because, I don't know. This has been so March was pretty good. April starting strong. Good. I liked everything I read. There was no bad. Which one did I say I liked the least? I don't even know. Looking at this, I could not even tell you which one was the worst one. Maybe Solo Leveling because I already read it. That would kind of be it. I like this one least because I already read it, so I know what's going to happen. But I liked it so much that I decided to read it again in a physical format instead of digital. Like, so you know it's pretty good. But yes, let me know down below what you like, what you read. What do you guys think about these series? Have you read them? Are you interested in reading them? Let me all know this stuff down below. We'll see you next week for another reading log. Bye-bye.